Some 750 to 800 families have been displaced and lost their homes since the end of the Marawi City siege in October 2017. Or make that 650 to 800 families, or roughly 2,600 to 3,200 individuals, after the first batch of 100 houses and their property titles were transferred permanently to 100 family beneficiaries staying in Tent City, as PTV's Bea Bernardo pours over the details.
Al-Nahar has been a professional runner for almost 20 years and has competed in various marathons in the country. But when the ISIS-inspired group Maute attacked Marawi City, he was left with no choice but to stop training.
Medyo mahirap po kasi nung bumalik po ako sa pag-training ko, medyo nahirapan ako kasi yung parang back to zero po yung performance ko po.
5 years after the Marawi Siege, the city now has its own sports stadium. This is the Sarimanok Sports Stadium located inside Ground Zero and one of the ticket projects under the Marawi Rehabilitation. The inauguration of the said sports stadium also marks the opening of sports activity in Marawi. Track and field athlete and long jump queen Elma Moro stressed the importance of sports among the youth as she became emotional in remembering the day she spent in Marawi during the siege.
Hanggang ngayon parang nanginginig ako. Masaya pa rin ako na nabigyan ako ng pagkakataon na magbigay ng inspirational talk sa mga young ones, sa mga teachers.
When we have a sports facility like this, it promotes sports. And we know that sports is the greatest vehicle for peace.
Water sports activities are also planned to conduct in the city. Meanwhile, Task Force Bangon Marawi Chairperson and Department of Human Settlements and Urban Development Secretary Eduardo del Rosario denied the allegations that their priority was building establishments over letting the residents go back to their houses inside Ground Zero.
Open na. All they have to do is to apply for a building permit. If you will allow them to just come in without any regulatory powers being imposed by the city government, it will be chaotic.
Del Rosario added the Marawi rehabilitation projects are 89% completed. The National Housing Authority said building of permanent houses for war victims is on track.
We have 1,500 in Barangay Gadungan at saka Kilala. So we have already laid out the 1,500 and hopefully matapos natin ang finishing niya by the end of the year.
Del Rosario also tasked the local government of Marawi to recommend personality to be appointed in the Marawi Compensation Board, which is mandated under the law to craft the IRR for the Marawi Compensation Act. Bea Bernardo for The Nation.